Hey guys, you can now support this show and make your life 50% better by going to patreon.com/The System Is Down and signing up for the Downers Club, where you're going to get access to a plethora of wild, crazy, and often offensive bonus audio and video episodes of the show on a weekly basis. For more information, just go to patreon.com/The System Is Down. The following is a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
Welcome to the System Is Down.
Hello. What's up, Downers? Welcome back to the least comfortable show on the web, The System Is Down, where every single Monday morning we talk about all the uncomfortable topics like conspiracies, politics, and religion. As you can see, it's not Monday. Today is Wednesday. On the 29 Toes podcast, we did 2 hours, which ended up getting split up into 2 different episodes, and I didn't want to phone in 2 episodes of my show in a row on Monday's slot. So, but I did enjoy the second episode that we did also on the 29 Toes podcast. If you didn't listen to the last one, this is a conversation that I had as a guest with 3 guys that host their own show where they talk about dude stuff and just what's going on. I'm getting notifications. I probably should mute that. Sorry, I'm not super professional today. But this is bonus. This is Wednesday midweek bonus, just because I thought that this episode was also worth a good listen and you should check it out. And like I mentioned last week, or not last week, I suppose, as I mentioned on Monday, the 29 Toes podcast is a sponsor of The System Is Down, so definitely go give them a listen if you like some laid-back, just shooting the breeze conversations. And this one also will not be edited, so if you got kids in the room or if you take offense to the naughty words, feel free to, hold out till next week or, go back and listen to some old episodes because we've got quite a few in the can. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for listening. This is just a little bonus to keep you satiated and something that I really enjoyed doing. So, 29 Toes Podcast, round 2. Go join the Downers Club. All the guys from the 29 Toes Podcast are members of the Downers Club. They're supporting the show. And that is why I give them plugs, because they're awesome. So go join the Downers Club and get a bunch of bonus content and other stuff at patreon.com/The System Is Down. All right, here is round 2 with myself on the 29 Toes podcast. Let's get super duper weird.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 29 Toes podcast. I am Lucas, and as usual, I still have 10 toes.
Luckily, I still have all 10 toes also. And I'm Sean.
I'm Tyler, and I'm trying to grow a 10th toe, but currently have 9 still.
Boto. And we are joined again by Dan Smots from the System Is Down podcast.
Howdy. I still have all my toes. They grew back since last time. I appreciate it because I used them for balance.
You know what? We're going to start
not that bad.
We're going to start this one off with a bang. Let's talk about the numerous Earth theories.
Wow, just jumping straight into it.
Yes, I am, because now that's all I'm thinking about.
In case you guys were wondering, yes, with these were recorded back to back. There's no fluffy intro. Let's talk about beer stuff. Hi, how are you doing? Let's talk about the Earth and its shape and its contents. And
so, if you're one of the yups out there that believes the Earth is round, we're going to school you today.
Grow up. Hashtag get woke.
So, disclaimer out front, I don't think any of us 100% believes any of these theories, but they are interesting to talk about.
I don't know. I'm pretty confident that the Earth is round, personally.
And, there is evidence to back up. It might not be flat, but it's not round.
For those of you, the 3 of you that listened to the last episode, where they said, "What's the most interesting theory?" Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were digging for this topic, weren't you? You were hoping that I brought this topic up.
Yes, I was.
Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
He really was.
We managed to get all the way through the episode, though, without saying the words flat Earth, because we knew that you guys would be triggered. But now that you listened, both of you listened to the last episode, you know what you're getting into.
We're down one person already?
Yeah, your other subscriber unsubscribed because we got too offensive on the last one.
He said retard twice.
Stop saying it.
3 times now. Come on.
Pretty
this is
sure
a
you
new
said it
episode.
first.
New episode. New count.
So we will start with the flat earthers. That's the most popular alt theory.
Is it?
But besides the Earth being round, the most popular one besides that is probably the flat one.
Okay.
Flat Earth.
What other shapes could it be?
Square,
There's other stuff that could happen.
raptor shaped.
We'll get into it.
I can prove the Earth is flat. You ready?
Yeah.
Scientists say the Earth is flat. In a poll, 13 out of 20 said that the
Well-
Earth is flat.
That's proof.
Proof.
That's as much proof that we have that the Earth is round right there.
Proof. I've seen pictures even.
Counterpoint and say 9 out of 10 doctors agree that the Earth is round.
That's, well, that's not their specialty.
And also 9 out
They're
of
actually
10.
dentists.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 pictures of the Earth from orbit are doctored and make it look round. So
10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't even believe the Earth is flat, and I know that for a fact.
I've seen a lot of flat Earth pictures too, just as many, and they're all doctored. I guarantee it. You know.
people just can't be honest. What's
People
going
are
on?
just too damn good at Photoshop.
All right,
Actually,
so
NASA's really bad at Photoshop. If you look at some of the pictures that they do, they have cloud formations where you can see they copied it and pasted it like 3
This-
inches below.
the same
The
clouds.
exact same cloud formations.
Or how about America's the entire world?
Yeah, there's blue marble pictures where America takes up the vast majority of the world. I guess it was
of
when
the
we were
Western Hemisphere. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just America.
right. I'm guessing that scientists or science space people over in Japan don't show America as being the entire world. But even in our NASA pictures, like the shapes change drastically. Like North America is tiny in one and giant in another, and we can look like they put them up side by side, and they're like, "See, these are our 8 pictures that we've taken of the world with all of our technology and your tax dollars. We've taken 8. They don't add up. Well, we're not gonna address that. We're just gonna put it out there.
Taxation is theft.
Taxation is theft.
We can
all
get
supposed to
into
Liberace,
yeah, we'll get into Liberace later.
National Libre.
Liberatarian.
Yeah,
That's a Mexican,
Libertarian.
either libertarians or
yeah, libertarians.
terrorists.
Libetard.
So the flat Earth theory, I think the most prevailing flat Earth theory is that we do the 4 corners is legit the 4 corners,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
the reason no one goes to Antarctica and can't we've never explored the whole continent of Antarctica is because Antarctica is the borders.
All 4 borders.
Yes.
All 4. Okay.
I feel like you should, to make this simpler, because all of this goes back to, like, anytime the topic is brought up, it's like, you're retarded. Also, like, how does this work? How does that work? Everybody's like, how do you explain the very, very, very basic things? It's like, I don't like to be the do your own research guy, but you have to at least understand the theory
You do, yes.
before you can start asking questions, because otherwise it's just repeating and repeating and repeating. You have to know like what the model looks like. So I would say for you guys, like post a map at least, or
Well-
so people can visualize what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's a
Above
couple.
flat Earth
One
map
one
right now.
is that it is a rectangle, and there's one where it is.
I thought it was round.
There is one where it's round and it's a circle, but
I thought God just threw us on a frisbee and
There's a
was
couple.
letting us go.
Yeah,
well, you just brought God into it, Tyler. So that's a whole nother can of worms to get into.
it is.
But so, on the correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong. You're probably
Oh,
wrong.
we will.
But one of the big arguments for flat Earth is the drop off, and it should be 8 inches per mile squared.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact equation, but
yeah, you got it.
But yeah,
Okay.
The mathematics don't add up. You can see, like, you can look out across Lake Michigan. People have taken pictures and seen the whole Chicago skyline, and from that distance, all of them should be well below the horizon. That's one of them.
What
Which that's one that's backed up by math.
Yeah, and their justification for that is like, oh, it's a mirage. It's like, well, it's not wavy, it's not moving, it's not like disformed in any way. It's just towers straight up and down, and they go out really far, and you don't see them bending, like tilting out either. Which, I mean, if you should eventually start to see them lean away from each other,
Yeah.
in one way or the other.
So, Lucas, you believe in flat Earth?
I don't believe in a strict flat Earth, but I also the math does not add up for the Earth being a sphere, so I think it's maybe somewhere in between. We could be living on a football Earth. I don't fucking know.
Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson has said that the Earth is round. He has shown the globe. He's also said it's like an oblique spheroid, and he's also said it's like a pear shape. I have a problem with Neil deGrasse Tyson, especially on the flat Earth topic when B.O.B. the rapper came out and said that he's a flat earther. And disclaimer, as I always say, I'm not necessarily 100% sold on this, but I think it's worth talking about, and I hate that people get so viscerally defensive of their globe. It's like, can we just talk for a second without you getting angry and calling me a flat tard? So Neil deGrasse Tyson, or whatever his name is, quote unquote scientist, said, well, when B.O.B. came out and talked about the Earth being flat, Neil deGrasse Tyson went on one of the late night shows and was like, "Oh, it is round, as you know. Everybody knows. Blah blah blah. The science is settled." And then he does like a mic drop, and everybody cheers, and they're like, "Yay, our globe! Hooray! We're still standing on a ball that is spinning and rocketing through the galaxies, and
Everything is okay.
yeah, we're safe now," which makes perfect sense. He thinks that, well, in that interview, he said, it's okay to believe whatever you want. But if you believe that the Earth is flat and you are like, what's the word? An authority, like a...
Authoritarian.
Not even close. If you're like somebody who has like, if you're like an influencer, I think is the word he used.
Yeah.
Then it becomes dangerous for you to say the Earth is flat because you're making everybody take a step back in our society. So he says that that's dangerous. In other interviews, Neil deGrasse Tyson says there's probably about a 50 to 80% chance that we are living in a simulation, like the Matrix.
I was going to bring that up later, but oh yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the things that drives me insane. So if you say that the Earth is flat, then you're a danger to society, but the Earth doesn't exist. That's probably science, right? Like he says there's a really good chance. Like you can handle the fact that the Earth doesn't exist and everything you see is made up and everything that you're saying doesn't really matter because you're a simulation and everything that you do and say is a simulation. You're not real. I'm not real. The Earth isn't real. But if you say the Earth does exist and it is real and we all see what we see, but it's a different shape, then you're a danger to society. Explain that.
Well, I cannot explain it because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson is a good
actor.
Yeah. I think he gets his point across very well, and he's a good spokesperson for the science community, but I feel like that's all he is a spokesperson. And you were talking about who said the Earth being pear-shaped? Sean?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay, so
it's also
Sean,
an oblique
the scientist.
spheroid, and it's also a globe.
well, the pear-shaped Earth thing is so... Also, the oval-shaped Earth, which I think is more possible, is from the rotation of the Earth, there's like inertia that the Earth should be squashed just from
Centrifugal force.
Yeah. And so
Squashing rocks.
there's people that believe that the Earth is oval-shaped because just from the spinning, all that weight is being forced to the outside edges, and it makes it become flatter. If that is true, what has stopped the Earth from just becoming flat as a pancake over the billions of years?
So we're raising a new theory. The Earth is flat. It's just because it's spun for billions and billions of years and flattened itself out. And you can go around to the other side, but you got to like hop over the edge, and there's
Quick 90.
Australia.
You know,
Yeah.
real quick. I thought Australia doesn't exist.
That is a totally different theory that I think is totally garbage. I haven't even bothered to look into it. I probably should because I don't like to write off any theory. I totally wrote off the flat Earth theory 100%. And if you want, I can tell you how I came to get into the flat Earth theory.
Yes,
Because
please.
it relates. I'll make it brief, but so I was like back when YouTube was not worthless, and you could look up conspiracy theory stuff. Now, if you try to look up any of this stuff, they're not going to show you it because they don't like to. But it used to be if you looked up conspiracy stuff on a regular basis, they would have like recommendations for other stuff to look into. If I looked up 9/11 stuff, it would take me down a trail of Sandy Hook stuff, and then that would take me down a trail of this and that, and eventually,
I used to do that.
yeah, that was a good time.
Can't do it now.
You cannot. Eventually, it started saying, hey, what about flat Earth stuff? And I was like, no, I'm not even going to watch that. That's bull crap. And which is what everybody, of course, says when they first hear it, when they first hear the idea, when they first even start looking into it. And yeah, so I work at home. I do video editing and such. So I was in my office just watching this stuff, and then I finally gave in and clicked on a flat Earth video. And my wife's into conspiracy stuff too, in a different extent than I am. I wouldn't say less or more, just different. Yeah, so I finally clicked on a flat Earth one and watched this like 2-hour video. I think it was Eric Dubé's 200 Proofs, which is where a lot of people start. 200 Proofs for a flat Earth. And I was like, oh, no.
You're like,
Shit.
You're like, shit, I'm starting to believe this crap.
Yeah. It's like really compelling stuff. And he's not even the best proponent, I don't think, but he raised a lot of really interesting points and a lot of, like, he just goes through these things like super fast, like 200 things, one after another. Bam, bam, bam. And I watched that, and then I remember specifically, like, I left my office, which is upstairs, and my wife was in the living room at the bottom of the stairs, and I like slowly walked down the stairs.
Honey?
And she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, Have you looked into
like, how am I going to say this?
flat Earth theory? She's like, "No, get out. Get out. No, not going there." And I finally convinced her to come up and look at it, and she finds it really compelling too.
What was the name of it? 200 Reasons Why the Earth is Flat?
I think it's 200 Proofs by
Okay.
Eric Dubé.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Other good people are like Robbie Davidson. It depends on, like, there's a lot of different ways that you can go into it too. Like, some people like it because of some of the religious implications. And some people like it. I mean, a lot of the people that I talk to, a lot of people that like it are not Christian at all. They're not religious or anything. They still think it's really compelling just based on the not statistics, but like the mathematics of all of it. But there's a lot of really weird, interesting things in the religious part too. So Eric Dubé, Robbie Davidson, my mind is going blank. Marty Leeds.
Wasn't he on your podcast?
He was, yeah. Robbie
think
Davidson was too.
I
Scientism Exposed.
That leads
right?
me into something I want to talk to you about as well.
Go.
How are you getting these guests? Like, how do you talk to them in forums and convince them to come on? Or because you've had some pretty, you've been doing your podcast for a little over a year, right?
Yeah.
And you've had some pretty stellar guests on already.
Thank you.
So how are you getting these people?
Well, let me tell you the secret. I ask them.
Son of a
I
bitch.
never
find their
thought of
contact
that.
information, and I say, "Hey, here's this. Here's what we're doing.
And-
You want to come talk about your thing?" And most of them say no, but some
the
really good
people
ones
that-
have said yes.
People that really want to spread their message will say, "Oh, of course, I'm going to come on."
Yeah, yeah. And just like, I mean, you guys asked me to come on your show. I could have said no. Would have been real easy.
Could have and should have.
I'll be right back, guys. I got to go email Jack Black.
Yeah.
I want to get the Michael Cthulhu, the guy who makes the big ass swords.
Yeah, you've
On
talked about
YouTube?
him before.
No, he's too big now. He has a TV show. You're never going to get him on a fucking podcast.
His TV
See
show
on
got
that.
canceled after 8 episodes 4 years ago.
Really? That means I've
That
watched
means
those
he's awesome and really interesting, right?
and I've watched those 8 episodes probably 10 times a piece then because I love that show.
I own it on Amazon. So
What is it, like a forging swords
He makes
show?
giant swords.
like 8 foot long, 80-pound swords that
That nobody can lift,
Bigfoot
let alone wield.
Well, you can do one swing and then you're spent for the day.
So they're like Final Fantasy swords?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
yeah.
that's where he got started was the big ass sword from Final Fantasy.
Cool.
Buster Blade. Sorry.
Buster. Oh, sorry, fucking nerd.
Are you going to name your kid Buster?
No.
Buster
It would
Blade?
be Cloud. if
Buster
that was the-
Blade.
his name
Buster
was
Blade
Cloud.
Couchette, BBC. Oh, let's not get into BBC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get him.
Yeah, okay, Tyler. You start
Tyler,
working on that one,
You get on
bud.
that, buddy.
I'll just email him every week until
I would
he
say
says yes.
nobody's off base. Don't annoy them, but I
No,
mean,
no,
if
I
you guys want ideas, I've done it for a little bit. Certainly not a pro or anything, but I would say, anybody that you think would be interesting, shoot them a message. Why not?
Worst
Yeah.
they can say is yes.
All right.
For them, yeah.
All right, sir. This was your mistake.
Kevin Smith, I'm talking to you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, you want to come on our show? Sure. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You shouldn't do that. Your career is going so well.
You're gonna have another heart attack.
They just burp into the mic.
All right.
I was with that topic and I forgot it.
Which topic? Blades, Kevin Smith, or
Um,
Flat Earth?
With your guess.
Jump around a little bit.
Oh, a little bit. We jump around a little bit.
That was sarcasm.
We jump
I
around.
do that.
We jump around all the bits.
Our theme song should be "Jump Around." Jump, jump.
All right, so
jump around.
the three of us, the only reason this podcast happened is because there was 3 guys that wanted to do it.
All right.
Well,
So and we all talked about you do your podcast by yourself. So what spurred you to start a podcast?
I knew one guy that wanted to do it.
it was you.
It was me.
It was you.
No, when we started out, the plan was for me to do kind of the main stuff, like the interviews, and then have like we had on our first episode, we had 4 guys, me, my brother Nathan, and Cole, and we've done 1 or 2 others with them. Like the idea was to have like me with a co-host and have one of them on like regularly, like we can jump back and forth between who it is, but it's so hard to coordinate schedules because we have lives. I don't know what you guys are doing that works out so well that you guys can all 3 be here every week, but kudos on
We
you.
record 3 to 4 episodes.
Yeah.
once a day.
Yeah, which is nice and that's good. Especially like if I'm interviewing like a bigger name person or something, it's impossible to be like, hey, because like I'm self-employed, so I can just stop what I'm doing in the middle of the day and do that, and I have to take what I can get when I can get it, and all the others have day jobs, so it's like I can't be like, oh, I need a co-host, so take tomorrow off, we're gonna interview Kelly Jones. So yeah, I mean it wasn't even necessarily intended that it would just be me, but it works the best that way most of the time, and I do love doing random stuff like this, just dudes chatting about whatever comes up.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we don't. We started off real strong with having topics written down, ready to go, and it's turned into just a shit show
The
of.
show's really gone downhill since the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We got to get back into bad movie of the week.
Someone
Yeah, someone just
said
told us a
we
movie
should
to-
review a bad. Yeah,
Of
we
what?
had a suggestion for a bad movie.
I don't
Which
re-
one?
I don't remember the movie.
Who
Oh.
suggested it?
They commented on Tyler's personal Facebook.
You finally had a suggestion. You're like, yeah, cool. I don't
You
care.
completely ignored it.
No, we're gonna do it.
No, just completely forgot it.
Yeah.
because I think the Hunt for the Hungry Hungrins
That was
thing.
awful. That ruined it
Run.
for us.
Yeah, I think that one just took it down.
Well,
But
because that movie was so bad, one of us didn't, or did you guys either
I
you
don't-
make it through it?
nope.
Yeah,
might have
I
gotten 10
made
minutes
myself
in.
watch because I'm like, fuck, they're gonna watch it. So I made myself watch the whole movie, and it was so bad.
Let's review a movie that we won't even sit through.
Yeah, it was
That'll be
just-
really relatable for our audience.
And the problem is
the humongous hungry hungin. That's what
Oh,
it was
Lord.
called.
the first Bigfoot's Wild Weekend. That was such a good one to start on that I think it was just downhill.
We overhyped it.
That's a good bad movie.
Started on a high note.
For a shitty movie, it was pretty good.
Well, if we want to review bad movies, we should be reviewing Solo.
No.
Oh shit!
Did you see Solo,
Of
Dave?
course I did.
Dan,
Dave,
Who
screw
the
you,
fuck
man.
is Dave?
I'm here. For the listeners, I've been here for 2 weeks and you still don't know my name.
Dan, did you see Solo?
I did
Tyler won't see it because after him.
because you ruined it for him.
No, I said it's not good. So Tyler's like, I'm not.
Don't
gonna
listen to
go
this
see it.
schmuck.
I disagreed.
Wearing
Did
a
you
pink-
like
pink
Solo?
T-shirt schmuck over here.
Oh fuck, let's go. I mean, oh farts, let's go.
Solo was fine. It was not the greatest of Star Wars movie, but it wasn't.
Dan really likes Star Wars.
Before we get into Solo, how'd you feel about Rogue One?
I think whatever I'm going to say is going to be the wrong answer.
Well, probably.
It was a good movie. It wasn't great. I loved some of the characters that they introduced, and I was really
Who, the robot?
Yes, yes,
The robot.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
That is all that matters. in that
I love
movie.
the robot, and I fucking hated it.
K2SO.
I hated that they just fucking killed everybody. Like
What choice did they have?
Yeah.
that was a new turn for them, just to kill all their characters.
The Avengers did before the Avengers.
Forrest Whitaker, the character he played,
God.
was terrible.
Ugh.
No, that was bad.
No, go on. I'm done running. I'd rather just die for no reason and help nobody instead of
Yes.
trying.
He's this badass
Yeah.
rebel, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stay here and die. You can go."
I've talked for a bit, and there's not going to be another movie, and they have to kill off everybody. So instead of killing everybody at the end, we got to kill you right here with no reason at all for him to even have been in the movie.
I think Rogue
Yeah.
One was the best Star Wars movie
Get
yet.
the fuck out of here.
You're kidding.
You're a
No,
liar.
absolutely not.
You're a liar.
Whoa.
Nobody really believes that. They're only
Troll
doing it to be
Tyler.
trolls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get under the table.
Start
Tyler.
trolling, Tyler. Why do you think it was
Explain.
the best Star Wars movie?
Explain Bigfoot Rogue One for us.
Bigfoot Rogue
Yeah,
One.
and I will argue it.
I'm gonna argue against you too,
wait.
Tyler.
Bigfoot Rogue. I'm confused on what I'm arguing.
Why do you think Rogue One was the best Star Wars movie?
It's not.
You just
just
said
said
it
that.
was.
I was being a really short troll. Let's get off of it.
Okay,
All right.
Empire was the best.
Solo. We can talk about Solo a little bit.
Yeah, my review of Solo is it was fine. It didn't need to exist at all. They didn't really develop his character at all in any way that really added to the story. I think it would have been better as a series because it's basically just, hey,
Yeah.
what happens if Han Solo as a young guy goes on an adventure with Chewie? That's it. Like, it didn't develop the character in any way. It basically just said, you remember those things that we talked about in the other movies? That's what it looked like.
Listen to all
Okay.
Here's
Well,
all
we
these
were fine
callbacks.
without seeing it. I don't really care what it looked like, but I think it was overall a fine movie. I think it was a pretty well made movie. I don't have a problem with the guy who played Solo. I think it was weird timing for them to put it out now since Han Solo's dead and it's so shortly after The Last Jedi that a bunch of people hated. I think it was destined to fail from the start, but I think that it gets a lot of bad PR just because people are really happy to hate Star Wars right now. I think again, I think it would have been better as a series because you can show Han Solo on adventures with Chewie that have no real implication on the main series in itself.
So you brought it up. The Last Jedi. I personally.
You're not gonna let me talk about Solo at all, Tyler?
No, fuck
Is that
Solo.
where we're going?
Yeah. No.
Okay, fine.
Tyler hasn't
He's
even
just
seen
sad
it.
because he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
He made bad life choices because of you, but go ahead and talk about Solo. You. I like
All
to
right.
point and say you in podcasts
Yes,
so nobody
you.
knows who I'm talking to.
All you audio listeners, he's pointing to me.
Salmon V-neck.
So
With a hint of grease.
I agree it was a well-made movie, but
You know what else is great about podcasts? I
Yes.
could say anything about you right now and they would assume that it's true
yeah,
because they can't see you.
I only have 3 teeth.
3 teeth, salmon V-neck, neck tattoo, neck beard, motherfucker.
Whoa,
wearing a-
whoa.
What's up with the top hat? I mean, seriously. I know you're
Abe
trying.
Lincoln is my idol. Leave me alone.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I don't even know what I was going to say now, but that was a good rant.
Solo, go ahead.
Solo, it was fine, but yeah, the story went nowhere. That whole movie was a callback to the 12 parsecs line that was made.
Yeah, and Han shot first.
That's the whole movie.
The plot of the movie is Han
Wait.
shot first.
Wait,
Yeah.
did they say that Han shot first?
I don't think we should really tell you exactly
Yeah,
how that went
you
down.
need to
You need to
see
see it. If for no other reason, just like Rogue One, the only reason to see that is to see, hey, this thing that wasn't really explained, and let's put a 2.5 hour movie around it. Solo,
I'm gonna
Damn it.
fucking believe. So there's part of the movie where they're driving through this weird physics asteroid belt thing, which no one has ever been able to pilot through.
the Kessel Run,
And Han Solo is a newbie pilot, and he fucking
best
gets
in the world.
and he gets through it like nothing. No one's
Yep.
ever been able to do it. I'm
Wait.
like, oh fuck you.
So they actually.
That really pissed me off.
so when they said I made it in 12 parsecs,
they show the Kessel Run.
They show the Kessel Run, yeah.
So
And he cheats. So did he really make it in 12 quote unquote parsecs?
No,
because
Like,
that's
no,
a-
he cheated. He went
so
through
he-
a black hole type dealio.
so
or
he took
whatever.
it like a shortcut.
He took a shortcut.
So what they did was, because
it's like saying an Olympian athlete won the race because he ran straight across
he
the
cut
track.
across the middle. Yeah, he cut across the middle of the track. Oh, it's the
Yeah.
fastest 300 meters we've ever seen.
Right. Also, the dice, Han's dice, played way too big of a part in this movie.
It did.
I mean, back in the original trilogy, it was like a thing that was there, and there was like fan lore about it, like some sort of explanation, but it was never really talked about. And now it was in
Major
The Last
plot
Jedi,
point.
and now it's like,
Yeah, they
put it. That's the main character in the Solo movie. Like dice,
Yeah.
dice, dice,
They
dice,
show
dice.
it
Who
all
cares?
the
Yeah.
time.
You know what my favorite character in Star Wars is, Tyler?
What?
Han Solo's dice.
The Millennium Falcon.
Fine, my favorite character is Jar Jar Binks.
Well, that can't be your favorite.
Nope, my favorite, absolute favorite. I know I'm not plagiarizing anybody if I say that.
I just ask that you don't hate him. He don't have to be your favorite.
No, he's my favorite.
I hate him. I also thought that the droid in Solo was annoying as hell.
I thought so too. She,
L something.
They all speak
30 years.
English, but she programmed. She
snarky
programmed.
bitch droid.
I would say, yeah, feminist SJW droid.
Oh, super feminist. Like, I'm like, oh, guys.
Rights. Like, first thing she says, and she like takes over piloting, and she's the best this, the best that, blah blah blah.
There's
Whatever.
something in one of the original trilogy where C-3PO says, "Whoever programmed this, blah blah blah, spoke some weird language." But then in the Solo movie, that feminist robot
English.
speaks English, same language. It doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
I mean, you can't release a movie now. There has to be a political message in it.
It's true. It's sadly true.
What?
wait,
Oh,
Yeah.
Solo is a very feminist.
You got to know what the political messages are. Like, most people don't even notice it. It
So-
doesn't even fly.
Wait,
it
so,
flies
Luke,
Hold
under
on.
the
What,
radar.
what's the political message of Deadpool 2?
I haven't seen
I was
it.
gonna, what's the political
haven't seen
message in
Deadpool 2?
Tusk?
Not yet, no.
Tusk?
Yes. What's the political? I'm lost because
Hashtag Walrus Lives Matter.
Walrus, yes.
I think it would be the human lives matter because that poor guy.
I have
You'll
yet to
have
see
to-
Tusk also.
You haven't seen Tusk?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
so
It's on my to-watch list, but I
It's
have not watched it.
all sorts of fucked up.
I love that movie.
Like, good
It was
fucked up,
good.
or just
Yeah,
like,
fucked
or
up.
like
Good.
Human Centipede fucked up?
A
Like,
little bit of both.
this is
Yeah.
what Kevin Smith wanted to do, and he did it, and it's pretty magical.
Well, Kevin Smith just does whatever he wants anyway. So,
Okay.
and then he made Red State, and
Red State was a good.
Red State was good.
and then he's like, I hate Red State.
I didn't even
The
realize he made
critics
Red State.
Yeah, he wrote and directed Red State.
That's
and-
after the studio shunned him. He goes, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm gonna raise the money myself, and he did.
Yeah, and he made that movie, and as soon as all the critics were like, "This movie is amazing," he was just like, "I hate this movie. I'm going back to my old movies." That's
Hipster.
what he is.
If people like it, then I hate it. Even though I made exactly what I wanted to with your money, I hate it now because people liked it. Makes perfect sense.
Man, Clerks, what a good movie.
What's the Canadian sequel to Tusk?
Yoga Hosers.
Yoga.
Is that good,
Oh,
Tyler?
Yoga Hoser's here.
I feel like we've kind of diverted from Solo. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we.
I
Went,
think we
No,
diverted
we're gonna
from
tie
Flat
it back
Earth.
in.
So, Tyler, you were going to say something, and then he interrupted with something about Solo because he wanted to talk about Solo.
Oh
So-
yeah. See, you're good. You're good at this because we
Yeah.
just forget those things ever happened.
I'll be here to just keep the conversation. What was the first thing that I said here on my list of taglines? It was pretty. No, it wasn't the first thing, but it was on here. Cohesive thoughts be damned.
yeah.
So you tried bringing up The Last Jedi. You said no. I'm still talking about Solo. And then he tried to say no. We're going to talk about The Last Jedi. I said no. He talks about Solo, and then we'll talk about The Last Jedi.
Okay. So, were you one of the people who was signing the petition to get The Last Jedi non-canon?
No.
And fuck this movie.
No. Here's the thing about Star Wars fans. There is nothing at all at this point in time, nothing that could be done where they would all be like, hell yeah, that's what we were looking for.
Yeah.
The Force Awakens. It was too much like the originals.
That's what you like?
The Last Jedi, it's too different than the originals. Solo movie didn't add enough. Like, there's never a good answer. It's either like too familiar or too new. Like, you just want some run of the mill Star Wars movie, but somehow it has twists that you didn't expect. But then it becomes too different. There's nothing that can please these people. You people.
You
people.
people.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
You owe me a beer.
Hashtag Nerd Lives Matter.
That's better.
Hey, Sean, you gonna say anything this podcast?
No, I'm good. I'm just.
He's like, I don't even like Star Wars.
Like, can we talk about Star Trek yet?
I go on Star Trek too.
I know shit about Star Trek.
I don't know anything about Star Trek. I don't dislike it. I don't hate it just because I love Star Wars. I just haven't gotten into Star Trek. I don't care.
I wouldn't say I'm a Trekkie, but I like Star Trek.
Have you seen
yeah.
Fanboys?
Oh.
No.
Can we talk about how weird it is that J.J. Abrams is now the Star Wars director
And
and the Star Trek director?
Yeah,
Like,
that is weird.
Yeah.
like when they first announced that back before The Force Awakens, I was like, that is absolutely insane. Because it's like, I tried to come up with a comparison. Like, can you imagine
This guy doing this thing.
Can you imagine a guy who directs one series and then another polar opposite series where the fans are totally against each other directing the same one? There isn't anything
It's not
else.
happened before.
There is nothing else that the fans are so against each other. But the fans for Star Wars are just like, yeah, sure, why not? That just proves that, Star Wars fans are cooler than Trekkies.
This is facts.
Ooh,
And if you ever
burn.
watch Fanboys, you'll hear about how much better Star Wars fans are. You guys have... Dan, have you seen Fanboys?
It sounds familiar. I probably have at some point. I don't
Is it a
remember. though.
documentary?
No. So Fanboys is a movie, and it's about a group of kids that grew up watching the original 3. And right before The Phantom Menace comes out, one of them gets diagnosed with like terminal cancer, and he's going to die before the movie comes out.
Yeah, episode
Bringing
7.
it down.
So what they
Hey.
do is...
Spoiler alert. It's fine. Just take cancer.
So what they
Phantom
do...
Menace was worse than cancer. At least you died before Rogue One, buddy.
They drive from wherever they're living across the country to the Lucas Ranch and try to break into the Lucas Ranch so he can watch the movie before it happens.
Goodness.
So, is it a movie based off a true story, or is it a documentary while it's happening?
No, it's not even based off a true story. It was just
Oh, so it's just totally made up.
yeah.
When did
Aw.
this come out?
Then I definitely
Oh,
don't
man.
feel bad about the cancer Phantom Menace thing.
No, and it's really funny because the last line of the movie was them sitting in the theater and they just go, "Man, I hope this movie doesn't suck."
That does sound familiar. I feel like I've seen it
I own it, so I'll let you guys borrow it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
both at the same time.
Yes.
Lucas, what do you think about that?
Is there a bathroom down here?
There's a toilet with a curtain.
Good enough.
Says
Yeah.
the guy that records here on a regular basis.
No, this is the first time we've ever recorded
Yeah.
here.
It was the first.
Really?
Yeah, we
Okay.
used to.
Usually record in Buffalo or once in
This
Prairie.
is pretty much Buffalo, isn't it?
No, this is
No,
Davenport.
It's Davenport.
And it's close.
They don't want to come all the way out to Alito.
I understand. I don't either. That's the only reason why we're doing another episode of this, because I don't want to drive back to Alito. It's not worth it. There's nothing there.
I don't know. I have a house.
Brittany's there.
No, Brittany's
That's
doing
true. I'll
something.
drive back for Brittany.
No.
Dan will
like-
drive back for my wife. and-
Yeah.
So I woke up today and I see Tyler and everyone. They're hanging out. And I thought Brittany was just sleeping. No, Brittany was already awake and working today.
Hardcore.
Yeah, no, she didn't even come back here last night. Why would you think that she was here?
Wait, she didn't come here?
No!
Oh my God.
She went back to Alito with.
How bad of a
Alito
night
friend.
did you have?
He remembers 2 bars.
I'm pretty sure that means I had a good night.
It's true. Hey, it's
And
your
he was
birthday.
up early, which is very rare for him.
Yeah. So this is kind of off topic now because you guys were
What?
Do we have
off
topics
topic.
here?
So, well, we started talking about Star Wars and Star Trek, and that made me remember. So you guys know Comic-Con. Like
I've
that's
heard
a
of
What's
it.
thing.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, what is Comic-Con?
Do you know who you have to thank for Comic-Con even being a thing?
Is it George Lucas?
J.J. Abrams.
It is
Jar Jar Binks.
It is Star Trek.
Because the Trekkie
The first
conventions.
convention started. They were Trekkie conventions.
Are you
Wow.
sure-
That would suck
Yeah.
to be Trekkies and be like, okay, well, I guess this is everything now. This is every new Disney movie, every new everything, all the comics and everything. It doesn't even have any. Star Trek has nothing to do with comics, but now TrekkieCon or whatever it was is now Comic Con.
Yeah.
See,
Dick move.
Trek Fest or something is what it was called. That started all these big
has
conventions.
has anyone besides me ever been to like a comic book convention?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you might know someone that's going to a Star Wars celebration next year.
That's not a comic book convention, so
It's better.
Much better.
yeah, I would probably agree. Well, I don't know because I'm a huge Hulk fan, so I was there.
Okay, let's rant about that because you said that on another episode, and I wanted to like question you.
Oh
I'm a
yeah,
Hulk
let's
fan?
go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Who is a Hulk fan? I've never met a Hulk fan. Great, you've got a tattoo. waste of valuable property there.
waste of
but-
leg flesh, Tyler?
Yes.
No, that's perfect leg flesh.
if I was your wife, anytime we had sex, I'd be like, no,
Hulk
No.
smash.
I'm not gonna do that next to Hulk's face. Yeah, explain to me how the Hulk is a good character.
He's not.
All right,
Argue-
case closed.
what?
Argue that,
Okay.
Dan.
Wait. Are we talking?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to the
Like good
29
as
Toast
in,
podcast.
I thought you were talking like good as in a hero.
Why
Like-
do you like this thing?
Because he's unstoppable. He's super strong.
I think Thanos
Hold
proved
on.
that wrong.
Hold on, if I remember
If
correctly.
you bring up the Marvel universe, I'm going, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No.
Like,
If I remember correctly,
If you bring
you're
up
not a
Batman.
Superman fan because he's unstoppable.
oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I am. But what the Hulk has, and why
Just-
I love the Hulk and Bruce
It's
Banner so
green
much.
panties.
Is it because the Hulk
He
is
has
or
purple
Purple
there,
panties.
purple
My bad.
panties. That's where we get the colors for our podcast. It's from the fucking Hulk.
It might be Hulk
in the-
Hogan. We don't know.
Show him the Hulk Hogan logo.
All right.
The comics is more about the inner struggle between Bruce and the Hulk, and that's why I love the Bruce Banner Hulk combination.
So, like all superheroes, where
No, it's way
they
worse.
have
Bruce
a
Banner-
dichotomy between their real life and their superhero life.
No, because Bruce Banner both of them want complete control of the body, and neither one of them can have complete control.
It's like
And
Venom. Like Venom.
Except for Bruce
Yes.
has control most of the time.
No, he doesn't. He lost control for a long time.
Dude, the Hulk
He's
is
currently in the comics. He's lost control.
the Hulk is a dude with a temper tantrum, and that's his superpower.
Yeah, and he can punch a planet and make it disappear.
That's stupid.
Let's see you punch a planet.
The concept is stupid, just like Superman.
Don't you compare my Hulk to Superman?
Hulk is like Superman without the cool parts.
no.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Hulk can jump far. Well, Superman can fly, so
Oh yeah. Can Superman see ghosts? Because
Superman-
Hulk can.
Superman's
Wow,
a
that's
lot-
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to see things that don't exist.
Like Bigfoot.
Yeah, yeah, but the Hulk sees Bigfoot all the time.
Actually,
Is there a Bigfoot crossover with the Hulk?
no. There's a Batman thing where they team up with the Yetis and the Himalayas to
Oh,
fight.
dear. Dude, as much as I don't give a crap about the Hulk, a Hulk Yeti or Bigfoot crossover would be pretty cool.
It would be.
I want to see that comic.
Why does everyone hate the Hulk so much?
Why does anybody like the Hulk at all?
Because he's the greatest guy ever.
How? Because he can punch things and get mad?
Bruce Banner is super freaking smart.
When I get mad, my mom just yells at me.
Bruce Banner is super freaking smart, and then he becomes a big dumb idiot who punches things.
Yeah, because it was based off Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Did I say that right?
You did.
Sweet.
You win something today.
No. You win nothing. The Hulk sucks.
You suck.
That's fair. TSIDpod.com or patreon.com/the system is down. Filling in this break in case it does not get cut out. So there's not too much dead air here because the worst thing about the 29 Toes podcast is this. Thank you for listening.
Also, Goulash Media for all your video editing.
What? Did you not want him plugging my stuff?
Lucas has a real bad problem about plugging everybody.
Yep.
That's another thing. Have you guys ever used Nike gear?
No.
Or Mac?
No.
Or Pepsi?
No.
You ever drive a Toyota?
No.
You ever?
I've driven a Toyota.
You ever use Composition Orange notebooks?
Yes.
Oh, I love composition notebooks.
I'm just getting some plugs in here for my bros.
Damn it.
You're welcome. If you guys want to support a real podcast, go to tsidpod.com.
We are a real podcast.
I kid.
Well, we're trying
having a good time.
We're trying to be a real podcast.
You'll get there. Don't worry.
It's on my laptop. I'll have to go through there.
So, I heard you talking about, I don't know which episode it was because I've been going through your back catalog, which you can hear every episode.
At tsidpod.com.
Yes.
tsidpod.com. The system is down is the name of the show.
And
tsidpod.com.
explain where you got your name.
Okay. It has nothing to do with the System of a Down. Regardless.
Tractor!
Correct?
Down the hose.
I've had people join our forum, which you can join by going to tsidpod.com/forum. I've had people join our forum and they're like, you guys aren't even talking about System of a Down. What is this? I'm like,
That's just
reading.
a band.
How do you
reading
do-
is hard. I know.
How do you do a weekly podcast about System of a Down?
Right. Especially
At
since
this
they're not
point.
doing anything.
Yeah.
Even anytime. How do you do just a weekly podcast about a band? Who cares? But yeah, it started with What is happening?
A
Is
dog.
that a
There's a
dog
lot of
ruining the
things.
podcast? Kill it. The System is Down is from Homestar Runner, as you guys apparently know.
Yeah.
I
Strong
liked-
Bay.
I liked it, and during the last election process, I was doing like a hashtag "The System is Down." Like before, it was over a podcast or even really an idea. I was like, "This is happening." He just said this. She just said this, and I would always put hashtag "The System is Down," just like because the system is down. The system sucks. Like all the politics, all the religion, all the thoughts about controversial thought. It's broken. The system is down. And so I was doing the hashtag, and I had been debating on doing a podcast or not. And then I had several people be like, "That's a good name. You should use that for a podcast." I'm like, "Well, that confirms that I'm gonna have to make this happen." And then
It's a very good name.
yeah, so here we are.
Yeah, so if you guys, if you're listening, if you know the Strong Bad emails, it's
I'm
in
not
there.
going to listen to your podcast today.
I thought you were going to go somewhere with that, Lucas.
Yeah, you...
No, I'm just saying, like, his name and he's got the little jingle is "The System is Down" from the Strong Bad. I love Strong Bad. I think I was in high school when it was big.
Did you know that they
Big.
not this April, but last April, they actually uploaded an episode for the first time in like 2 or 3 years.
I saw that.
How
I don't
was
think
it?
I've watched it actually.
Was it good?
I watched it. It was all right.
I don't really care about a one-off. It's like, I mean, their episodes were always funny for high school humor, but they were always hit or miss anyway. I suppose that's weird for me to say, since I'm paying homage to them in every single episode, but most
Yeah.
people have no idea what that is. Anything what we're talking about at all.
Well,
In my group of friends, it was huge, but yeah, I'm sure most people have no idea what fucking Strong Bad emails
so
are.
I knew
No.
about Strong Bad
Or
emails,
Homestar Runner.
but I didn't know that the system is down is from that. And I was trying to find your website one day, and I
It's
was
the
going,
techno music one.
and so all I did was
if you go
type
to the,
in "the system is down" in
Yep.
Google, and I was just like, "Hey, this is a Strong Bad thing."
Yep. It comes up before my show does, which might be a bad idea, but whatever. Stick to it.
one day though, your show will come up first, and then you're gonna know you made
When
it.
I beat Strong Bad
Bad.
Emails, then I will know that I've made it.
When you beat an 8-year-old outdated Flash.
Viral flash show.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Is that still on YouTube? Like, can you just find all those on YouTube? and stuff?
I think you
I
can.
think so,
The
yeah.
website is still a thing. You can go to the website still
Okay.
and watch them.
I asked somebody recently, they didn't know who Trogdor was.
Trogdor!
Grow up. It's somebody our age,
Grow
too.
How do you not? It was in Guitar Hero.
That's what I was going
even.
to say, especially after Guitar Hero stole it and used it.
Honestly, that's how I found out about the Strong Bad emails is through Guitar, Hero.
Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
No, that's how I'm way younger than you
yeah,
guys.
you're like fucking
Wow.
17.
How old are you, Tyler?
26.
Dude, I'm 30. How old are you guys?
31.
I just turned 30.
It's not that much younger. It's 3 years, dude.
4.
You said, no, math.
26.
Yeah, math. I also think the earth might be flat, so math is hard. Math is hard. Recently, I was with my children, and I was like drawing things, and they were like, "Draw this, draw that." Like I would just draw whatever random nonsense they came up with, and they're like, "Draw a dragon." So I drew Trogdor.
Trogdor. Yes. Like, that's a cool dragon. Oh, you know nothing, children.
You put a little arm over here. You make it a big beefy arm. Put a wing on it.
I'm gonna throw for 1,000 yards.
Burninator.
That's
I
Homestar
almost
Runner.
played a Strong Bad email song on the bus last night, but my phone fucked up, so I couldn't.
Your
play
phone was
anything.
like, "You've plagiarized enough. Stop stealing from Dan."
Yep.
We will steal everything. You
The
know
phone
what?
is down.
From now on, the 29 Toes podcast is going to have just a separate thing where I shittily record with like a cell phone mic. The system is down, and then just put it on
You
as
just
our own.
literally rip my show. You know, you are a contributor to the show, and even if you weren't, you can download the show. You don't have to rip it, like record it on your phone. But technology is hard,
No,
especially for electricians.
If you like, if you like lower quality audio, Tyler's podcast is the podcast for you.
So, question, Lucas, salmon shirt, V-neck. Hollow Earth. You brought up Earth, and I'm going to bring it back to that.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it a little bit before we started recording, and then we just talked about Flat Earth a little bit. Then somehow we got into
Star
Hulk.
Wars and the Hulk
Yeah.
and So most people have heard of the flat Earth theory because that's a few months ago. It was huge. It was blowing up on the internet. There's actually 6 or 7 alternative Earth theories.
I bet there's 8 or 9.
They're
Hashtag
crazy.
alt Earth.
But
It's a white supremacist Earth group.
yeah, one I found interesting was the hollow Earth theory, which goes anywhere from they just think the Earth is a shell, and somehow all this dirt and rock is being held in place. So,
And Hitler, bringing him back, Hitler and the Nazis. Have you heard about like the secret underground camps and stuff
yes,
in Antarctica?
they drilled in. Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
God damn, Tyler.
Be louder.
So bad.
In case you didn't know, Skirt Boy's leaving.
Yeah, I've read about how the Nazis actually got through the crust of the Earth, and
Yeah. There's theories on that, and I haven't actually dug into this one
oh,
as
that's a good
deeply as they have.
pun.
8 miles down is all that we've gone, but we know that the Earth is magma. Anyway,
Which, how the fuck did we dig an 8-mile deep hole?
yeah, I haven't dug that deeply into this one, but I've heard like the alien theories. Like we have not even necessarily aliens, but we have like advanced technology that the Nazis were working on, and it's under the Earth's core in the
core.
entrances in
The
Antarctica
core.
or the surface, whatever,
Yeah,
in the hollow Earth. So there's different hollow Earth theories too. It's weird.
We can put this out there that no one's ever seen it or scientifically proved it, but we know the Earth and most planets have molten cores, and the planets that are dead, they are dead because their core solidified.
Yep.
No
Science.
one's proved it, but
Science.
we quote unquote we know that's how it is.
Yep.
So really, hollow Earth theory, not that hard to believe because no one fucking knows what's really in there. And one theory is that, back in the good old days when people just were simple and stupid, they thought
No. I can push back on everything you say.
they thought that
People think that we had advanced technologies back then. Like,
how the pyramids get built.
you're right. They think that we had advanced technologies back then. They thought that they were super smart, but when it comes to things like the shape of the Earth and the contents of the Earth and stuff like that, we're like, yeah, they were retards.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So
I'm going to interject on every single
oh
sentence
no,
you say.
I love it. A theory. So we don't really know what's there, but science has quote unquote. They just say there's molten magma core, and there's a big theory that. I was saying. So back in the good old days, people thought that everything revolved around the Earth. All the stars and the sun went around the Earth. And the reason we don't think that now is because the scientists,
Science.
quote unquote, have proved that no, it all goes around the sun.
Name one
But
scientist.
there is a big hollow.
If it goes around the sun, if it's not, all an illusion.
Yeah.
And a,
Right.
projection.
So there's a big theory. I say big. It's not big. It's, these alternative Earth theories, none of them are big.
Grand.
Yes. So that in the center of our Earth, there actually is a sun or like a neutron star with a huge gravitational pull. And actually, in reality, everything is revolving around the Earth because in the center of our Earth is a star.
Prove it.
But why?
And that's where we're getting the heat for the planet is coming from the star in the center of our Earth.
Then how's it going away at nighttime?
No, the sun's inside of the Earth. They can't see it. You don't see the light from our Earth from the center. What do you want to know?
Nothing.
What about what?
No. I just don't understand how. Like, I believe that the sun gives us light and heat, and that's where we're getting it. Otherwise, we'd have heat all the time.
No, the sun giving us heat is still a thing because the sun is revolving around us.
Okay.
So they think that there's a star inside us, and they think there's another star here.
Yep.
Okay, that is the sun.
How dense is the star inside of us?
Well, the theory is
Dense enough
that
to fit inside the Earth,
it's a neutron star, so it's super dense.
which is a thing that we know.
Yes, we know neutron stars exist.
Of course we do.
I've watched
I-
the Discovery Channel.
Of course.
I did watch Jimmy Neutron, so
Yeah, so it's a super dense neutron star.
So speaking of stars, I can't comment that much on the Hollow Earth stuff. I kind of think it sounds more preposterous than Flat Earth, which sounds crazy. But speaking of stars, so the sun is a star, and it's there, whatever, billions and billions of light years away. But it's the closest star, so we see it. It's the biggest. The other stars, are they all the same distance away as each other?
'Cause they're
If
the
not,
same damn
why do they
size.
look exactly the same as each other for the most part? We have some that are slightly bigger, some that are slightly smaller, But why do they? I mean, we had one, and then a billion, trillion, whatever light years away, they're all pretty close to each other.
You just fucking blew my mind.
Also, when you look at the clouds, I'm just going to throw in a couple more things because we didn't really dig that deeply into this, and it's fun. But the clouds, when you look at the clouds and the sun's behind the clouds, or billions of light years away, and the clouds are there, why do the clouds break up at angles from each other? The sun is like giant. We're here. It's like all of the light rays should be going in almost, to our eye, should be going in almost the same direction.
Yeah.
So they should all be shining straight down. But when they hit the clouds, they disperse going out, almost as though the sun is smaller and right here, and the clouds are here, and they're breaking it up, and the light rays project out because of where it is.
Oh.
Science.
Yeah, if the sun is that big and it's that far away, the light should not come, just because a cloud should not be able to break the angle of the light.
And Lucas is a flat earther.
I'm a sunner. I don't
Just
know what the
like
fuck I
that.
am.
I don't believe anything anymore. Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You want more? You
My
want more?
brain's going to explode.
Do you want more?
Go on.
Imagine an ant on a basketball. Tiny little ant, maybe even something smaller, whatever. Something really small on a basketball, or even a bigger ball, a beach ball, something.
My balls.
The ant is looking straight out at its horizon. It sees this flat horizon because it's so small in this basketball.
Yes.
As the ant moves up, the horizon is dipping down away from him. Should he have to look down to see the horizon, or should he be able to look out and see a horizon no matter how high he goes?
You have to look down.
We don't have that.
What?
Science.
If you go up in a plane, if you go up in a hot air balloon, if you go up in even a spaceship, the Red Bull jump, they went up into the Earth's atmosphere, and you can see the horizon line rise. It always rises to eye level because if it's flat straight out from you, it will always rise to eye level because you're just being able to see farther and farther and farther. If it dipped down, then you wouldn't be able to see farther and farther because it would go down around. The higher you go, you can just see more and more and farther and farther. Also, on the Red Bull thing, all these cameras that they send up, yeah, they show this curvature. They say you can see the Earth's curvature and everything. But as these cameras wobble back and forth, they go convex and concave. So if they can use that to show that the Earth is round, then I can say that the Earth is like swooping upward too, because it bends in and out. And when the camera is right in the center, it's flat, which if you use a fisheye lens, if you put something right in the center, it does not bend up or down. It goes flat, which is what happens. And I've done some like digging into that too. With the Red Bull jump that they did, there's two different camera angles that they use. One is on the outside and it shows the curvature, but then they switch to which even with the curvature, it's at eye level. But they switch to the inside camera inside this shuttle, and this guy is about to jump, and you can see that it's flat out there, and it's still at eye level, which would obviously lead you to believe that. The outside camera is like a GoPro or something with a fisheye lens that will bend it on the edges and make it look like it's curved, and the inside one is more like just a regular camera, like a phone camera or like a DSLR that has a regular lens that doesn't warp the image at all. So, and that one shows that it's flat, shows it's eye level. Both of them showed at eye level, which makes no sense. The ant on a basketball, if you move it up, he should have to look down to see further and further. He shouldn't be able to look straight out and see further.
You shouldn't. It's very true. And if you want to listen to more stuff like this, check out Dan's podcast, This System Is Down. He gets way deeper into this stuff. He just made a very good synopsis of
You're not going to give any rebuttals at all? Come on.
well,
The Earth is round, and you need to listen to the scientists.
no, you know,
That's true.
You know, I'm with you. These two are the ones you got to look for the rebuttals from.
If we're wrapping up, then I also want to point out that Bill Nye, his career started as an actor on a sketch comedy show, and he did a bit called Bill Nye the Science Guy, which then became a kids show where he still played that character as Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye is an engineer in like mechanics.
He's a mechanical engineer, yes.
Yes, and now
He's not a scientist.
he is one of two people that we ask if we have a question in science, based on him saying he's in the science community and he knows what he's talking about because he says it with a condescending attitude.
Well, there is even a documentary on Netflix about him now where he comes out in the beginning and says, well, how'd your career get started? And he says, well, I wanted to be an actor.
He succeeded.
That's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But then Netflix hosts his new show too.
So, of course, yeah, we'll trust everything he says. He was straight out saying, I wanted to be an actor. You're acting like a scientist. Good job, buddy.
Yep.
You
Me
guys
too.
need to believe Bill Nye.
He calls Neil at the end of every episode. Was that true?
I mean, I like the Bill Nye Saves the World show. I like anything that gets me to start thinking and maybe some new information.
Eh.
I can go think about both sides of anything pretty
Yeah,
much.
I'm down to think about both sides. I hate Bill Nye just because he's so condescending in real life, like when he does real interviews, that I can't watch his show, even though he acts happier and friendly on that.
Yeah.
Like when he does actual interviews with people that he disagrees with, he acts like a conceited douchebag.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Really?
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
Well, like
Really?
when he goes on CNN or something, like on the news shows, he's an asshole.
Maybe that's just him trying to get away from the fact that he's not a complete scientist.
No, he just likes to tell people they're idiots because they don't believe the science, and then then it goes.
Maybe
from
that's
there.
what he was told to
and
do.
he says constantly, "We of the science community." It's like, explain. How are you of the science community? Because you have a TV show?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to leave this on an angry note. I'm sorry.
Well, then
we can bring it back around a little bit.
Hold on.
Let's get
That's
something
like,
more
that's like
lighthearted
us
in the
saying
show.
Kevin Hart's our colleague because we all do podcasts.
Yeah. What's something a little more lighthearted we can end it on?
How do you guys feel about Donald Trump?
He made America great, didn't he?
I don't know.
You're
ask him.
gonna bite those words, and I'm gonna laugh into your fucking face. All right. So
Tyler, I haven't heard you talk in a while. What's going on over there, bud?
Dan
Here,
was.
the
I was
whole-
scared of Dan. I was scared
you
he was
can't-
going to make
Dan-
fun of the Hulk again. And
Dan
Sorry.
knows so much
Sorry.
about it. You say one thing, and he's got 100 things to say. Like, fine.
Fine,
Yeah,
I'm an
And
idiot.
I'm not that educated in the situation to sit here and.
I
Yeah.
never even went to college.
It's fine, and I don't mean to be that way. I've had other people be
No, I
like,
love it.
"Oh, I hate talking to you because like people feel like if they don't know something about something, then they're like, well, if I can't debate it, then I'm not intelligent. They get insecure or whatever. Like I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. It's just like here's some stuff. If anybody's a retard, it's me because I said the Earth might be
God,
flat.
that's like the fifth
Let's see.
retard in this
Yeah,
podcast.
that's all right.
Retard.
We like we use that word here. But that's what I like about your podcast is I might not know a lot about the topic, but listening to it educates you and makes you think. Definitely makes you think.
I love that even if you don't necessarily you don't believe in something, you do the point counterpoint with your guests.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yes.
You do your
Thanks.
research. My favorite episode still is the Flat Earth episode.
Which one? We've done a couple.
Yeah.
what
The
was
more
the,
recent one.
the guest you had who does Scientism Exposed?
Do you guys listen to the Psychedelics episode?
Yeah.
Not yet. I have not.
Oh, man. That was a good one, too.
No, I did. I started it because I listened to what his path, like
I mean-
how he got to that point, and that was about as far.
Well,
as
What was crazy was after that.
Wait. Then you bailed. Explain.
I had to go to work.
Okay.
I was on my way to work.
That's fair.
What was it? Ayahuasca? Is that the?
Yeah.
All right. So I was after I listened to it, literally the next day, and I listened to it I watched the interview on my TV, and the next day on my phone was on Facebook an article about how ayahuasca is killing people down
Of course.
in Peru.
How
and
the
I was
fuck is that killing? I mean, how the farts is that killing people?
Why did you try to censor yourself?
I don't know.
You should replace every burp with a cuss word and every cuss word with a burp.
I like it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if there's
What
more
the
burps
are
or
you
cuss
talking
words.
about?
So how is ayahuasca killing people exactly?
No, so I was with you when you were talking about that with your guest. What was your guess?
Mike Brancatelli?
Yes. Great guess. I thought he did a good
He's
job.
good.
So when you said, "Well, all I know is I watched the Chelsea does,"
Mm-hmm.
that was
Chelsea
my
Handler stuff?
that was me too.
Right.
What about
Like,
about?
It was like Chelsea does psychedelics or drugs
Yeah,
or something.
Chelsea does ayahuasca. It's on her show that was short-lived on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh, that's over already.
I think so. I'm
That
sure
was
it's
my
canceled
favorite
now.
episode when she went down there and did the ayahuasca. Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Would you guys do ever do a psychedelic drug?
It's not
Can
just a psychedelic drug. It's like a ritual where you lay down and you drink this thing, and then you lay there for like 8 hours and have this life-changing experience.
Yeah, and you have
you
have
probably
to be,
shit and vomit all over the place.
and you have to be. You're supposed to be silent the whole time.
I've not done any of them. I'm not opposed to it.
We'll
have
save
to.
this for another podcast, but I am going. I want to get into this. So there's a universe out there.
Is there?
Does the universe have borders? We don't fucking know, and I could talk about that for hours, but we're going to save that for another episode.
All right.
I think.
I think one thing we need to say for another episode is talking about things that when you start to think about it, eventually your mind just can't even handle it anymore.
Your brain explodes.
Yeah, you're like, what? No.
When I think about the universe and does it have borders or does it not, it just hurts my head.
This
When you're
was the 29 Toes podcast.
So, guys, if you like listening to Dan, which I sure hope you did, he talks about this kind of stuff every week.
And I talk to smarter people. I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee.
Yes.
So it's even better. It's much better than this.
Yeah, it is. It's true. Sorry, guys.
That's what, we're like the drunk uncle.
So if you want to listen to a better podcast, that's also.
I didn't mean it that way. I mean smarter people than me talking. Not.
It's better. It's fine. You can say it.
Okay, fine. It's better.
We all agree.
He's been going for a little over a year, and he was gracious enough to come on our podcast, our little fucking 3-month-old little baby.
Episode 12 is where it starts to get good.
Well, he's
Holy crap.
No.
You didn't know this before you got here. You are episode 12.
He's assuming
I did know that.
he's
That's why I
gonna
wrote it down.
no, he's gonna assume he's gonna be episode 12. He could be episode 15. We don't know what's happening here.
Episode 10 came out today, and it leaves off in a very abrupt manner, and it says it's part 1. So I'm assuming next week's part 2, which is episode 11.
And then
What's
What's
hold
happening
on.
after that?
Hold on.
That's a good
and then we
assumption.
have the one
I'm good at mathematics.
before this one, which would be 12. So you're 13.
I think we can work him in the number 12 spot.
No, don't bow for him.
It's fine.
We
It's
recorded
fine.
3 episodes.
You just
today,
got-
which is-
Hey, if episode 12 is fantastic, then everything I said is true. So
It's not,
It's on
but-
you now.
All right,
Yeah.
Dan. As we said last time, you want to go ahead and plug yourself here?
Sure.
Cheese.
Thank you guys so much for having me. If you want to check out some weird conversations with weirdos about conspiracies, politics, religion, uncomfortable conversations that most people avoid, just go to tsidpod.com or go to one last one. You can check us out on Facebook at / The System Is Down, or our Twitter handle is TSIDpod. And if you want to sign up for some more crazy stuff, we do like weird, uncomfortable conversation, bonus stuff, which is more like loosey-goosey, like this stuff is. I love getting weird and getting like some random nonsense in there. So we do that a lot. You can sign up for our bonus stuff at patreon.com / The System Is Down. But the main stuff is on iTunes. It's on all the other ones that I can't think of. Wherever podcasts are found, The System's Down. Just look it up. Thank you, guys.
You could listen to our loosey goosey shit for free.
And
All right.
I do.
Well, thank you, Dan,
First.
for coming.
First, by the way.
Oh yeah, he was the first email.
and still the only.
Yes, yes. The guy that I called Sandots. That's Mr. Dan Smots, right?
I really appreciated the plug that you threw in there right after the armpit farts and right before the slurping of beers and belching into the microphone. That was very honoring, and still without saying my name.
Sean, Tyler, anything you guys want to put in here at the end?
No, I just want to thank Dan for coming out. And
Yeah. Do it again eventually.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
Do it. I'm
It,
down.
it is a little bit of a drive to get here. It's not
Well,
super
well
close.
next time
Tyler.
we'll just record in Alito. Dan has to go 3 minutes, and
There you go.
Well, now you just said where you lived, you fucker.
we've talked about it before. You dumb fuck.
multiple times.
Okay. All right, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Hey, why don't you also find us on Facebook?
Fuck, we always forget to plug our own shit.
Check out the 29 Toes podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and if they ever disclose their URL to their website, check it out there. But there's not much to see other than plagiarism on taglines. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I think they have. And you can go to 29toes@gmail.com and send them a message, and you can be the second person to email in after myself.
That's not a receipt.
Oh, and also, we are still, if we get up to 100 likes, the
We're doing a giveaway.
Yeah, we have a
100th like will get a
No,
free
no,
something.
no, they aren't. Everyone gets a chance for the giveaway. Then people are going to hold out and wait. Want to
Okay,
be
fine.
100.
Once we get to 100,
You have like 99 people holding back, and then one person doesn't. They're like,
Okay.
no.
so once we get to 100, we'll do a random number generator and give 5 people a free
Whoa,
koozie or
5
something.
people.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
when are
yeah.
we getting koozies?
Okay, Moneybags.
We're getting koozies in the next like 2 or 3 weeks.
Tyler
so-
was all about like more than one person a second ago, and I was like, 5 people. 4 was what I was going
Somewhere
for.
between 2 and 3.
All right, we got to get the fuck. outta
29
here.
people get
All
free
right.
koozies,
Oh, that's
Oh
great.
God, 29.
free toe rings.
Okay.
All right, bye
Free
guys.
toes.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
This has been a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.